Howdy, name's Cotty. Welcome back to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Today, we got a video from Everything Always. Breaking Marvel Studios reboot, new details revealed. And I'm excited for this because I've been hearing a lot all over Instagram and stuff by, people who love Marvel and everything like that. That when they reboot this whole entire thing, bro, it's going to be a lot more comic accurate stuff coming in. A lot more characters that we didn't see last time coming in. Like, they're gonna fix a lot of things up.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, ever since they announced Avengers Secret Wars at the end of the Multiverse Saga, we've pretty much known that there was a reboot in the works. We simply didn't know what it would look like. And even when Kevin Feige confirmed this earlier this year at their
how many people
HQ
are they
meeting,
recast,
saying that there would be
Spider-Man,
resetting
Iron
of
Man,
singular timelines and an eventual recast for everyone, including Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. He then also immediately went on to say that actors like Chris Hemsworth are in their prime and could play characters like Thor for another 10 years.
See, look, now this got me thinking. Tom Holland might stay Spider-Man. Like, some of the young characters or the people that, still could do it for a couple of years might stay the characters they are. Like he said, Chris Hemsworth. He gonna be playing Thor, because we did hear in my past video, if y'all ain't see it, go watch it, you know what I'm saying? He got like a 5+ year or 10 year, something like that, between 5 and 10 years plus on his contract, or they want him to stay for that long, because he can play the character still. So that's why I'm saying they need to let us know who they gonna recast and who they not gonna recast, because this is very important, bro. Is there gonna be a new Peter Parker? And if there is, who is it gonna be? Is there gonna be a new Captain America? And if there is, who is it gonna be? Is there gonna be a new Sam Wilson? Like, what characters are getting switched out?
Well, today we got a trusted industry insider source adding a lot more clarity to what Marvel's reboot is going to look like post-Secret Wars as we enter Phase 7. And if this report is true, it's not as invasive as we thought, and in fact is actually going to go a long way in erasing some moments that fans absolutely hated. We're breaking down this latest industry insider report about the Marvel reboot to come, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately and helped grow the channel. You guys are awesome. We're growing again at an insane rate. And if you haven't already, I would just kindly invite you to do so. Whether you've been rocking with the channel for a while or this is your first time finding us, subbing is the best way to support us. Plus, it'll automatically enter you for the giveaways. All you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so this latest update actually comes from industry insider and writer over at the Cosmic Circus, Alex Perez. He, alongside editor-in-chief Lizzie Hill, have been responsible.
I don't want to say it's the reason, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it's on my mind, bro. Do y'all think they might be redoing the whole entire MCU because of what happened with Jonathan Majors, what happened with Chadwick Boseman? You know what I'm saying? With certain people, and that's a part of the MCU. Like, do you think they rebooting it because of these things that happened, or do you think this was always the plan? I know they probably want that Marvel scoops back,
over the last 4 or 5 years. Take that as you will, but this is what he's indicating is going to happen during this MCU reset. And again, after Avengers Secret Wars going into Phase 7, he says it'll be a quote, quick scrub of details the MCU wants to sort of forget and lipstick and eyelashes and redo. He then clarifies that there's 3 core pillars of how this reset's going to work. The first one is that they're going to resurrect some of the heroes and villains as well that died during the Infinity Saga.
Black Widow, Black Panther, Kang, characters coming back.
And parts of the Multiverse Saga, and because we've had a limited number of extremely important deaths and a lot of deaths that maybe won't matter in the sense of a rewrite, I think it's pretty easy to signal in on which characters may be coming back. We'll talk about that in just a second. Then he clarifies that one of the main purposes of this is to erase some minor events that bother fans and Kevin Feige. And that thirdly, they're looking to keep 75 to 85% of the original timeline that we've experienced through the MCU as the mainline continuity going forward when we're reset into what, again, Kevin Feige called singular timelines. Now, going through each one of these and circling back to the first about resurrecting heroes and villains.
So you're going to keep a lot of the stuff, a lot of the movies and everything. So how's the reboot going to work if he's going to keep some of these timelines with some of these characters in it? Or does that mean some of the stuff he's keeping with those characters, those actors are going to stay those characters, and the things that he deleted or is going to delete, those actors are going to be replaced that were in those films, or some of those actors are going to be replaced that were in those films or projects. is what I'm getting.
That have already died in the MCU. I know there will be this immediate clamoring for obviously Steve Rogers and Tony Stark and even Black Widow, but we know from a couple of reports say specifically about what's going on with Yelena.
I'm gonna be honest, they need to redo Iron Fist. That's one character I really want them to redo, bro, because I watched majority of that show and it pissed me off. I feel like Iron Fist did more when he was a part of that group. I forgot what the group was called, but Luke Cage and Daredevil, they was all in, you know. I feel like he did more there. Like, he fought a little bit more. I feel y'all got to do Iron Fist over. But y'all could keep the same actor as Iron Fist. I just think y'all should just redo it. Redo the whole season. People won't even be mad if y'all redo it. They won't be like, man, well, what about the... Nobody gonna care, bro. Redo his whole thing, bro. He need to fight more when you see more of his powers, bro. That show pissed me off, bro. It did.
Nova's character in the future of the MCU, that most likely we will not be seeing Scarlett Johansson back as Black Widow after the multiverse saga has concluded. So if you're getting that type of impression from this update, that's not what they're saying. But conversely, when you try to narrow down what deaths from previous stories would be worth reversing, there are some characters that would have a healthy future in the MCU because of the stories that they can now tell that are gone. And I think two names that come to the forefront is Josh Brolin's Thanos and obviously Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch. Now with the entrance of the mutants,
Scarlet
storyline, there are so many movies and projects she could be a part of that would not in any way sort of conflict with any of the characters that would have taken her place. In the case of Yelena Belova, she's most certainly our Black Widow going forward, and because of the history that Scarlett Johansson has with Marvel Studios directing the mystery project at Disney Plus or not, considering how much things have changed, she's not coming back as Black Widow. That's pretty emphatic on her part. We can almost rest assured that won't be happening.
Did he say she's
but erasing Elizabeth Olsen pretty
project
emphatic at Disney Plus or not, considering how much Scarlett Johansson has with Marvel Studios directing the mystery project with any of the characters that would have taken her place. In the case of Yelena Belova, she's most certainly our Black Widow going forward, and because of the history that Scarlett Johansson has with Marvel Studios directing the mystery project at Disney Plus or not, considering how much things have changed, she's not coming back as Black Widow. That's pretty emphatic on her part. We can almost rest assured that won't be happening. But erasing Elizabeth Olsen dying at the end of Multiverse of Madness is one death that I could see Marvel Studios wanting to undo.
Did she die though? Because I remember in that movie, bro, she just pretty much the whole entire like building, castle, whatever the hell she was in, fell down on her, bro. I don't think she died though, bro. As powerful, bro, I said that word, so as powerful as she is, bro, I don't think she died from just the building like falling on her, bro. I think she survived that, bro. Or did we see her body, bro? Am I tripping?
With the events that are coming up in Doomsday and Secret Wars, Josh Brolin's Thanos is the exact same way, and that's why in a video we just did regarding Deadpool 4, where it said that Ryan Reynolds is going to have a team that includes Wolverine, Storm, and Cable, I'm guessing that's going to be a recast, and only because...
Hey, I just found out, bro. Or at least, I think I got this detail. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong or not, but I saw somewhere, I believe Cable or something is like supposedly Scott's son or something like that from the future, a different timeline or something. Or was it a different guy that looked like it? It was like in one of the animated shows I watched, bro. And it was his son. Was his name Cable though? I might be tripping. They might need Josh Brolin as Thanos going forward. And yes, I know one is mocap CGI, one is the guy. They don't look the same, but man, they sound the same. Josh Brolin's voice is identifiable the moment he speaks. And in a world where Pedro Pascal gets every single role in Hollywood, can we please just get a recast for a new actor? We don't need him playing two roles in the MCU, but for stories like he might play a second role
coming up in the not too distant future of the MCU with the introduction of Annihilus,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Pedro Pascal, he's a great actor. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take that away from him at all. You know, bro's a great actor, so I see why he get roles and stuff. You know, but y'all do gotta understand the audience will get a little mad, like, bro, why y'all just keep using bro and everything? He's the main character, bro, in Star Wars. Bro was in The Walking Dead. Bro played, I believe he played Joel in the Last of Us series. Bro was playing bro was in everything. I'm gonna be real, bro. And he was good in everything. Let's be real, bro. He was good in everything he was in, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. But the audience will get a little mad, especially because, you know, with the whole politics and all that stuff with him, you know. So people will be like, bro, y'all need to like chill out, bro. Give somebody else a role, you know, somebody that's coming up. They gonna start feeling like that. So y'all gotta slow down on Pedro Pascal, bro. And I know he know that too. He probably even telling them like, bro, y'all need to chill before they hate me, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
like,
there's a place for Thanos in the future, and undoing the fact that he's gone now would make sense to me as well. Now, the next part of this about erasing events that were frustrating to fans and/or Kevin Feige, really, it's projects as a whole that have been frustrating to the fans and Kevin Feige. In my opinion, if we ran a poll for, say, the top 3 or 5 TV shows,
Disney
movies, events, or characters that the fans would want to see replaced or erased after the multiverse saga concludes with this reboot, we wouldn't be able to reach a consensus. Okay, maybe we would, because there are some extremely embarrassing projects like Secret Invasion that should have never been made. But the way he puts the
Madam Web
scoop and the way we've sort of heard of it, it sounds like to me that there are some very specific details that piss Kevin Feige off that he doesn't like for the continuity, and you can guarantee, regardless of what the sort of fanfare has said online about shows like She-Hulk,
come out with a list of things he didn't like,
events he doesn't like, and make sure that those are all swept under the carpet going forward into Phase 7 and not a part of the continuity anymore. And where this leaves all of the Kang involvement in the multiverse saga, I'm not so sure. I've been pretty emphatic that they don't want to open that can of worms at all if they don't have to. And we may never even hear or see of any of that ever again. I don't think.
But didn't Dr. Doom deal with Kang at some point in his little story? So I would think they would bring him back. But, you know, if they getting past that already, it's kind of like, what's the point? But they did have, remember before Doomsday, bro, they did have something going on with Kang, bro. So are they really just going to scrap that and be like, just forget that character. We don't even care about him no more. We just going to delete him, bro? It's kind of messed up. Or maybe they like, we're not gonna do nothing because they probably like, we want Jonathan Majors to play Kang because he was really good at it, but we don't want to do it so early, you know. I guess I don't know what the hell is going on, but they should bring him back, bro. They had a whole project prepared for him. I don't feel like they should just throw that type of stuff away, bro. If they had a whole thing set and prepared for him, bro, they might as well keep that and keep going on with it, bro, because that's probably one of the better projects, bro. Let's be real. It probably is. And, you know, it's probably a lot of fans that really wanted it. I know I'm one of them. You know, I think they should somehow bring that back.
That's some sort of the thing we're going to address, but it's other small
maybe
things.
Maybe they don't want to, though, because
like
maybe they're not
Wanda Maximoff that, well, may have been just a little premature, especially when you're getting into all of these storylines starting up in just 2 or 3 years. Plus, she will have had a break by then, pretty substantial one between Mom and the beginning of Phase 7 if she's not in the next 2 Avengers films, so the way she feels about being a part of it may all change. Plus, there's a lot of zeros on the check that she'll be getting, so that also may have something to do with it. Now, the whole picture that this paints is not a very invasive reboot. It does not sound like there are going to be extensive recasts or sort of a whole new molding of characters.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. The What If series and the Marvel Zombies series, bro, or shows, whatever you want to say, I guarantee you it gave them a lot of ideas, especially when they seen how audiences, like the fans, reacted to a lot of the stuff that happened in those shows. Guarantee you it gave Kevin Feige and them and Russo brothers like, bro, maybe we should bring these characters back or put this in the movie for real. Because I see a lot of people fucking with this, but they keep circulating this same clip all over Instagram, you know? Guarantee you those 2 shows, I really feel like those 2 shows is giving Kevin Feige and them a lot of ideas and helping them progress with the rest of the things they doing with Marvel right now. I guarantee you, bro. I guarantee
resetting of the storyline.
People talk about them shows so much, bro, to the point where I feel like I don't even gotta watch it because
with small changes that are altering the outcomes of events that lead to characters still being alive is not sort of the reboot that we all envisioned for the end of Avengers Secret Wars, where a lot of characters have this major off-ramp and we're getting recasts for major characters in the MCU like Hulk, Thor, Doctor Strange, Wanda Maximoff. And that's not what's happening. What's happening here is that they're going to tool around with little things to change them. And honestly, that was to be expected,
Marvel
right? I mean, you have a multiverse saga
bro,
where Doctor Doom is presumably going to sit at the center of a new battle world in lieu of there not being a multiverse anymore, because he will have defeated Loki and then say things went back to the way that they were and everything was exactly the same when it finishes. I think there was always going to be some repercussions. There was always going to be ripples, so to speak, with how the storylines would play out. And it sounds like Marvel Studios has this loose plan, maybe a couple of things Kevin Feige has at the top of his list he wants to make sure they address, but it won't be ripping up the MCU from root and stem and a complete recast for the original Avengers. And I know there was a lot of sort of cautious trepidation when Kevin Feige said, yes, eventually we will have to recast Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, have a new Iron Man and Captain America in the MCU.
Obviously, bro.
But it doesn't sound like that's something that's happening, say, in the next saga. That may be something for way further down the road. And as he put it, they already have plans to take them through 2032. And then obviously we'll be working on plans to take them further than that in the future, with no plans to leave Marvel Studios. And at this point, with all the rumors that he may go to Star Trek or Star Wars, I think the other one was he might go to DC for a while.
I've been hearing for a long time that Kevin Feige, after he's pretty much done what he's doing with Marvel, I've been hearing so much that he's going to Star Wars, bro. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because Star Wars need help, bro. Let's be real, bro. And granted, bro, I ain't become a big Star Wars fan for real until I hit like 22, 23. That's when I started watching the movies, you know what I'm saying? Because I never was really into them because the movies was long, bro. So I was like, bro, I'm not watching this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I played pretty much all the video games, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I love the video games. And I like Star Wars. I like hearing about the lore, you know what I'm saying? You know, the people on YouTube that be talking about it, Star Wars Theory and all them, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. I like Star Wars. So when I watched the movies, like the original movies, and then I watched the new movie, I was like, bro, yeah, I see why Star Wars fans is mad, bro. They messed it up real bad, bro. So Kevin Feige going over there, bro, I think that might actually happen. Because I heard Kevin Feige likes Star Wars too, you know? So I think that might actually be something he really want to do. I'm excited for it too.
Star Wars has definitely been in the forefront of the conversation. Leave Marvel, go to Star Wars. That is the silliest thing that I have ever read ever. Why would you leave Marvel Studios to go take over Star Wars? When and if Kevin Feige ever decides to leave Marvel Studios, he may look to do one thing and one thing only, and that's take the chair of Bob Iger. Yes, a #1 producer in history at Marvel Studios is not a CEO of Disney. Those are two different things. But when you've been in the position Kevin Feige has been in, for as long as he's been in it, there are very few opportunities that would be interesting to him in a way that would offer him something new. And he's certainly not leaving the Marvel Cinematic Universe with all his success there to try to inherit Star Wars under the same Disney banner. That's absolutely ludicrous to me. There may be.
You think so? Okay, so the way he's saying it, he think if anything, Kevin Feige is gonna take, you know, one of the main chairs, you know what I'm saying, to overlook pretty much everything at Disney, not just Star Wars. You know, he don't think he just gonna leave Marvel, go to Star Wars. He think if anything, he gonna try to look over majority of the projects. If he do leave Marvel, he just gonna become the head of everything, which makes a little bit more sense too, you know, because it would be kind of weird if he just left Marvel and he went to Star Wars, but he's under the same, like you said, the same banner. It would kind of be like, bro, you fucked up. You just left us to go with niggas who fight with lightsabers, bro. That's messed up. Bro, I could see the argument in everything, the betrayal that they will feel, bro. I'm just saying, I can see it now, bro. You know, I can see it now.
When Kevin Feige does not want to do this anymore. But I don't think that time's going to come, and it's going to be because he wants to go do it somewhere else for a movie franchise that hasn't had as much success and under the exact same corporate banner. You guys, however,
I think he got some ideas for Star Wars, though,
about this report about the MCU reboot. Does it make you feel better or worse compared to how invasive we thought the reboot would be and how wide-sweeping the changes we all sort of anticipated would come? Basically sounds like it might be very similar to the same MCU when we come out of Avengers.
This is your music, bro?
Let me know down in the comments quickly. Still giving away PS5s. The next one is for Wonder Man. All you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here live with my voice in the winning comments shown on screen. So please be safe and vigilant across
YouTube. Only in the hip hop,
some spam comments, report them directly to YouTube. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you did the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter.
Hey, shout out to Michael Roman, All Fires, man. Go check out his music and everything too. You feel me? And subscribe to your boy Cloudy Comics as well. But how y'all feel about this whole reboot, bro? What y'all think is gonna come in and what y'all think they're gonna take out? You know, and what characters y'all think gonna stay? The characters they are, and which ones y'all think are gonna get replaced? You know. And how many do y'all think is going to get replaced? Because I'm thinking it's going to be damn near everybody except for like Thor, Spider-Man, because Tom Holland's still young, but I don't know if he wants to stay. You know, but he might if things are right. Like he said, if things are right, he down to keep putting out projects and everything like that. But I'm thinking he gonna stay Spider-Man. I'm thinking Chris Hemsworth gonna stay Thor. I think Shuri, old girl who plays Shuri, I think she gonna stay Shuri. You know, pretty much the young ones, really, and the ones that's pretty much leading everything in Secret Wars, because like they the last ones left, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Are gonna be the ones who stay the character. That's who I think gonna be staying in the MCU. But y'all let me know, bro, because y'all probably got a little bit more info than I do.